Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It is the 16th of November, 2019. I'm waiting for this to rebuffer. Here we go. And you're out. Shut it. All right. What's up, guys? It is 7:30. I started early. What is up? Mike Decker has the wrench. You are being sprayed. Is in the chat. Hope NG Jokers Harley. What's up, brother? Dr. Evils, Samantha Peters, Greyhawk Following Christ. I'm familiar with that one. Melissa West, I already said that. I'm not going to say it again. Believing is Seeing. SSO Cobra. Going backwards. My bad. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Wednesday, Dom S. Reality Dose, The Narrow Path. Casey, Red Rock, Slightly Stupid. That's hilarious. Made in Texas, Rick Swain, Pie Lover, and everybody else. Knowledge 2020. One person just keeps getting, you keep saying, yeah. Julie Stamaris. DD, Joseph Allen, Armored Up, Roy Edwards. And I'm going to say that's pretty much it. Broken Reality has the wrench. And, wow, they are censoring the hell. Well, you keep swearing. Apparently, that's going to get you to get censored, but they're censoring the stuffing out of Urban Delinquent, whatever. At any rate, all right. I did a video the other night with the ex-NASA employee, YouTuber, Jesus Freak Computer Geek, and apparently we were discussing ITER, we were discussing CERN, we were discussing the lava flows underneath the Antarctic, and he was explaining that it was either the Illuminati, elitist, whatever, were trying to either keep the Antarctic frozen or help them melt it so they could be released from the pit. And then apparently he had an issue with what he said and texted me, but doesn't seem to want to come back on to explain his mistake. So I don't exactly know what the mistake was because the entire live stream was 2 hours and 3 minutes long. And I saw the comments. He never actually got to the point or even close to the point for the first 45 seconds. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We're talking about fallen angels in the bottomless pit, either trying to free themselves with the aid of the elites that have made deals that have given them all this incredible, insane technology like CERN and ITER and weapons and every other thing, because we didn't have all this technology for 5,000 years or whatever it actually is. We were with basically horses and carts for what we know. And then suddenly in the last 150 years, planes, trains, automobiles, and then war and war and war and war and war. So I tried to get him back on. Instead, he went on another YouTube channel that had like 300 people listening and said what he had to say. And I still didn't get what his point was. So I guess it's just pointless. But I'll tell you what. This is the most important topic in the entire world. Talking about things like the Mandela effect is like, Mandela effect is a symptom, okay? We're watching every single solitary day Satanism, Satan, another ancient deity gets placed someplace by the Vatican. Children are being encouraged to run around naked. Pedophiles, everything is all good. You see what I'm saying? This is an issue. This is a problem. Everything is ramped up exponentially, not to mention the fact that it's freezing. I live across from the Atlantic Ocean. 2 days ago, I videotaped the ocean, and it's freezing. And then, of course, in the comments, you've got the powers that be love people that think they're woke. Oh, Richie, it's winter. Well, actually, I've been talking about it's freezing, not cold out. It's below 32 degrees. So it's freezing since the beginning of November. It isn't winter. Winter doesn't actually start for almost a month and a half. So they have successfully blocked out the sun and extended the cold period, which is what I tried to get the NASA employee to explain to me, but apparently he declines to come back on. So I don't even know, man. Whatever. But here's the deal. First of all, let me show you this real quick for those of you that don't know. I don't need this screen sharing. That was crazy. I just have no idea what just happened whatsoever at all. But I think I'm back. I am back. That was crazy. I simply went to screen share and Google just dropped out completely. I guess it happens. Okay, hold on a minute. I've got like 6 different stream yards going. I don't want that happening. We are live. We're good to go, right? I can see me. Okay, we're live. Yeah, see you. You're an idiot and you got to go. If you're going to put words like that in the comments that's going to jam all of us up, then you got to go. How about that? What a dick. Okay, so we just disappeared. I do have Google Earth up. I have CERN ITER, and I do have to say this real quick because we're going to look at some crazy stuff. So let's just say a quick prayer to our Father. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation and deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. So there's that. Put my hat back on. Look at that hair, huh? All right. Totally forgot what I was talking about originally. But I guess we'll get back to it. But hey, I pulled the live stream back up, so that's kind of a score, right? Don't show this again. What the F? Are you kidding me? Seriously? Are you kidding me? There's 2 of me. And now there's 1 of me. Okay, so every time I try to screen share, don't show this again. Share screen. Okay, it worked. Okay, I don't know what the deal was with that, but check this out. This is a video that I did. This is a live stream that I did on Jailbreak Overlander the other day with a survivalist, bushcraft, wilderness expert and author named Kevin Estella. And I ordered a couple of his books off of Amazon, and I'm going to give one away, obviously. But while we were doing the live stream, it's my butler. It's a butler. You can't see that? It looks like Whitey Bulger. At any rate, don't distract me. You're killing me with the squirrels. All right, so check this out. While we were discussing this, it turns out that Kevin does wilderness and survival training. And it turns out that we're going to find 12 to 15 people, including me, and we're going to meet up with Kevin. It's $99 per person for the entire weekend for a I mean, I've researched this dude now. He's serious. So if you're interested, email me, rjcjr10@yahoo.com, or just watch the video. It's right here. I'll leave links pinned in the comments below. But this is going to be a real survival class, and it's about time. I do this stuff all the time, but I've never done it with a professional, author and such. But this guy's no joke. He's in this video right here. He's actually training with real knives with a special forces dude. That's pretty badass. So there's that. At any rate, here's the deal. Watch the video, and you don't have to ask a bunch of questions in the chat, okay? Because I'm trying to do a live stream right now. I'm just telling you this as I'm saying it. You see what I mean? So there's that. At any rate, all right, check this out. I just took a walk on the beach. It is freezing out to the point where they actually got the Atlantic Ocean in early November to freeze. I've never seen that in my entire life. Sometimes the ocean freezes, and that's always in January or February after it's been freezing out for weeks at a time. Well, it's been freezing out for weeks at a time. And people are making excuses. Oh, it's Richie, it's winter. It's actually not winter. Winter is not till December 21st. So, but you got to love it. You got to love it. You got to love how the people apologize for this. Every single solitary day, there's another article about chemtrailing, solar remediation, geoengineering. How much should we do? How little? This, that, and the other thing. All the while, they've been doing it for decades. At least one that I know of that I've actually spent most of my adult life videotaping and documenting, even though most people don't care. But here's the reason. They're freezing there's people talking about this all the way down to Louisiana, to Florida, to Georgia. You know what I mean? It's crazy. That's great. At any rate, let me show you this real quick. This is why I said a prayer, and I'm not screen sharing, am I? I might disappear again. You see this? This is why we said a prayer. How's that? Because we're looking at demonic sigils that you would use to summon a demon. We live in a place where the elites are doing this at all times, all around us, all the time. There's a reason for this, because this stuff, as much as they try to convince people that none of this is real, on the other hand, they're erecting statues like this all over the place. This is important. This is the deity that demanded child sacrifice. This thing does child sacrifice. The Vatican places this at the Colosseum. Do you see what I'm saying? These people, as much as they try to convince people that science is everything, NASA goes to the moon and NASA's going to Mars, and Elon Musk is shooting rockets that go up and come back down, even though it doesn't make any sense whatsoever at all. While they tell you that, they're the ones that are doing this, and they're doing it absolutely all the time. They want to keep you thinking that there is no God. Well, myself and probably most of you guys right here understand that there is a God, and there are going to be consequences, and we are the last generation. There's just no two ways about it. There can't be. There can't be. They've literally changed the temperature on the earth, okay? Maybe you live in a hot area. I've gone over this numerous times. They can't make it freeze everywhere, but they've done it on the entire eastern seaboard because they can use the Atlantic Ocean. If they can't freeze you out on the West Coast, they'll just burn you down. No big deal. They'll burn you up, earthquakes, whatever. Who cares? They'll use what they can. If it gets cold, they'll make it colder. If it gets stormy, they'll make it stormier. If you get tornadoes, they're going to make it much, much worse. And it isn't a theory anymore. It's mainstream news. I show it to you all the time. At any rate, I was taking a walk on the beach, and it was freezing, hence the hat. I'm wearing a hat right now. It's way too early for a hat, but I got a hat on, so there you go. You remember this? Let me show you this real quick. If you've never seen this, you should see this. If you've never read this, you should read this. This is sacred text right here. and it is the Book of Enoch, and it explains Enoch's entire journey. And you should read it. You should, at the very least, grab this link and download it or listen to it, because I put the entire thing up, read by Flatwater Flat Earth YouTube channel, and it's phenomenal. And it explains a lot of things, and it makes a lot of sense. And it ties to the video that I put up this morning. Do you see what I mean? I put that video up this morning, and it showed a Polish astronaut. I don't know how that works. I don't know how any of that works, but he said I was in outer space or wherever. I was up high. He was up higher than me and you went. How about that? Okay. And he said it's flat. And then I showed you a bunch of pilots that said, yeah, it's totally flat. I don't think they understood. I don't think that they understood that they were being videotaped, but whatever. Concerns, we need to jail. Yeah, that's going to happen, dude. That's going to happen. There you go. That'll happen. And if you do plan on attacking these people, you should definitely put it out on social media, because that way they'll never know. They'll never see it coming. You see what I mean? That was sarcasm, in case you didn't get that. So there's that. At any rate, so we live in a place where these people don't want you to think that God's real. The sky is just, I mean, all those stars, those twinkling stars, they're just a bunch of distant suns sitting way out there, and, you know, too much information for us to understand. We're too stupid. Well, I'll tell you what. I believed all this stuff for a long time. When I started this YouTube channel, I was completely believing that the moon was the moon. I never thought they went, but I still thought the moon was the moon, and I thought the sun was the sun, and the stars and all that. And it's not. It's not accurate. It's not accurate. I started getting videos like this, and it really started to make me think. I didn't want to talk about flat Earth ever, because I thought it was a complete. First of all, I didn't think there was any, like, what's the difference? Who cares? Who cares? And I figured it was just a distraction. And I was super, unbelievably, completely, and totally wrong. It is so far. And I was never a NASA boy, actually. Actually, that's not accurate. Every video I've ever made was telling everyone how much NASA sucked. But I digress. Anonymous. At any rate. So I'm taking videos with a P900, and I was doing it with a telescope before that, but the P900 is actually better because they don't make good telescopes. Imagine that. They don't make good telescopes. All the things that got better over the years, the one thing that didn't get better or cheaper were telescopes and binoculars. Do you see what I'm saying? Because they don't want you looking up there, man. That's all there is to it. They don't want you seeing what's up there. You see this thing right here? That's live. That is something interacting that knows I'm watching it. It has to, because it's doing everything in its power so that I can't watch it for whatever reason. But understand this, when you're walking outside, if you can actually see the sky at all, if you can see the sky because of the chemical spraying that's always going on, when you look up at these stars, understand that you're looking at luminaries. Are they angels? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we've discerned that some of these things are trapped in something that they want to get out. And I think that what we're looking at right now, this bright, brilliant white thing, I'm going to guess that's good. That's some sort of a good angel or whatnot. But this stuff is completely and totally and 100% real. And the reason I'm talking about this, the reason I'm showing you this stuff, the reason I'm bringing this whole topic back up again, sorry about that. Lots of chemtrails everywhere, man. Chemical haze indeed. Chemical haze indeed. Oh, let me see if I can show you the speaker. This picture, I mean. Goldie Eyes Gods just reminded me of this. One of my subscribers sent me this. I don't know if I can screen share this. This is clearly a Project Bluebeam or whatever else in the sky. Let me see if I can screen share this, but this is crazy. Can I? Okay, I can't. Not that I know of. I can't. Shh. All right, you know what? I'll just make a quick video on it afterwards. But I'm looking at it right now. If you can see me looking at it, it's a picture of a chemical sky, and there's clearly a what looks like a square cube digital thing that they caught with a video, and apparently her son or a kid caught it, her little kid, her child, her children. But it is crazy. It looks like something you'd see in a Transformers movie at any rate. So am I still screen sharing and doing? Yeah, I got this all. I just put a new transfer case in my truck. I was out in my driveway on November 16th, freezing. It was freezing. So there's that. That is a ball of plasma. And I've gotten video of it numerous times, of it coming out of what the Book of Enoch tells us is portals. And it makes sense because we did a live stream the other night. And there were people in the UK looking at the full moon, the giant, bright, brilliant full moon, while I was looking at the full moon, while people on the West Coast were looking at the full moon. How are they seeing the full moon on the West Coast when they're in a different time zone? And like, think about this. People in Brazil were seeing the full moon. There's more than one. I used to say to Mrs. RFB, if I'm going to start telling people about this flat earth, there has to be more than one moon and sun. There has to be something. I never understood what it is, what I was saying. And then I found the Book of Enoch and realized that there actually are portals. When you see this thing coming out of the ocean, just like I did when I videotaped it, it's an orange blob that is not round and perfectly sharp. It's coming up. They tell us it's atmospheric lensing. Well, that's great. That's great. But that doesn't work coming out of the mountains, because I've got it coming out of the mountains in Arizona as well, where it was an orange blob. As it rises up, everything in the middle seems to be moving around ever so slightly. I've got it on film, 4K, and then it turns into a white disc like you're looking at right now, and then begins emulating cold air. It gets cold out. It gives off cold air. Lots of people have proven that. You see what I'm saying? So when you're walking around outside, understand that they're telling you that that's not a lesser light. The sun's not a larger light. The stars aren't luminaries. The stars aren't living entities. They're just distant nothings, and don't worry about it. They tell you that. And then in really important places on the earth, they're doing things like this. Do you see what I mean? They're putting them in incredibly strategic places. Do you guys remember when they were doing the Arch of Baal everywhere? They were printing them and they were putting them near where else? CERN. They were putting them near ITER. They were putting them in the middle of New York City. They were putting them every place that they had already erected an obelisk one way or the other, because this stuff matters. They're trying to raise the Antichrist system, the beast system, and this is what you have to do. We're trying to wake everyone we possibly can, because apparently that's what we were put here for. Because most of us that are awake right now didn't live the best life until you finally snapped and woke up. Do you see what I mean? What are you, an asshole, dude? Who are you? Yeah, mods, believe it or not, if someone's an asshole, throw them out, because it's just distracting, man. That's what the wrench is for. Throw them out. Don't hurt my feelings, none. At any rate, the fallen angel. Well, Matt, that's already been a video, so it's still up. You can just go watch it. It's not a picture, it's a video. So there's that. Now, trolls are allowed. I mean, they show up anyways. It is what it is. So, yeah, Nephilim underground, indeed. Okay. So this went down twice. So I lost half my, let me show you this. All right. This is why we prayed before we do this. And I take this incredibly serious. There's only so many times you've seen me pray before a video or a live stream. And every time it's because I pulled up something to this effect. Because if you're dumb enough to show your subscribers a list of demonic sigils like I'm showing you right now, or show them any type of a television show that is doing a satanic ritual, whether they call it comedy, whether they call it art, whatever, and you don't say a prayer of protection, you just brought them right into it. Do you see what I mean? You see this right here? These sigils, Dagon, that's an easy one. There is one right here that shows ITER. and then Phaleg, the demon of discontent, right here. You seeing that funny little sigil right there? Does that look familiar? How don't I have CERN up, man? I already punched it up. Oh, because I lost my... Because I went out twice. Imagine that. At least I pulled the live stream back up. That was pretty slick. Okay, so you see this one? This is how serious it is, and this is how in your face it is. I've shown you this before, but I'm showing you again. I don't know why. See Phaleg? That's the one to me that most closely resembles CERN's symbol. You know, the symbol of nothing. Oh, CERN, that's just nothing, that we happen to have a 666 that were built over the alleged opening of Apollyon's tomb or pit or whatever, or temple. Oh, CERN changed the website. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I forgot about this. CERN's changed their homepage, and look at all the sigils that you're looking straight at. The moment you open CERN's website, I mean, this is kismet. This is perfect. I can't believe I just used that word again. It's so gay. I'm showing you demonic sigils. As soon as we open CERN, that's all you're looking at right there. How insane is that? The most evil company ever. These guys are working in conjunction with these guys. Now, we did go over this the other night, but this applies right now, so I'm going to keep yammering. Check this out. Here we go. This is ITER, and I've already explained this to you. It's a tokamak. It's an enormous machine. Now, I had Google Earth up so I could show you that this machine, ITER, is located exactly 50 miles as the crow flies straight down from CERN. CERN is the power. ITER is the juice. ITER is going to try to use this when Jesus comes back and try to blow him out of the sky. Imagine that. That's exactly what these guys are going to do it. And I can't imagine that. I literally just pulled up demonic sigils, brought up CERN's website, and that's all we were looking at. That's a trip. That's God. That's all. I still feel funny saying that's God, but it happens to me absolutely nonstop, constantly, and apparently it's happening to you too. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? This is CERN's new homepage right here, and as soon as your eyes hit their site, you're already looking at demonic sigils, whether you know it or not. I bet you they don't have a preamble where you're saying the Lord's Prayer to protect you from any demons that you may accidentally, inadvertently be invoking by looking at this crap. Unbelievable. And then, of course, you have right there, which is, what was his name? Phaleg, demon of discontent. Yeah, demon of discontent. Discontent. We do not consent. That's crazy. Listen, electric shoulder. I hear you. Google, duck, duck, go. But still, they've already got all of those. So, okay. I shouldn't even watch it. Yeah, that's not fair. So here's the deal. They are messing with the temperature exponentially right now to either aid or prevent the angels that are entombed under the ice that they tell us is the South Pole or Antarctica. And I guess that's going to be continued because the NASA guy doesn't find it necessary or important enough to come back on here and reiterate whatever he mistakenly said one way or the other. Like I said, I tried to listen to him on another YouTube channel, and it was like listening to a really bad morning show. You know, I'm not in the, if I'm entertaining by some chance while I'm doing this, that's great. But I have a whole other channel for this. For Jailbreak is just for my life. That's what I do, because I'm not going to sit around all day and watch other people's videos and worry. And when it comes to me, I give it to you, and then that's it. I already went through the thing where I sat in the house for 5 years freaking out and watching for martial law and all this other stuff. Planet X. Peter Lewis, are you brand new? What do I think of Planet X? Absolutely nothing. We live under a firmament, dude. That's the entire point of this. I just finished. Oh, you're killing me. They must just be effing with me. What is the truth behind the satellites? This, yeah. How about this? Here's a thought. Okay, this is pretty straightforward. This is pretty easy for anybody to figure out. Check this out. The biggest industry on earth right now is telecommunications. And yet, with Verizon, Fios, and an iPhone, I can't get a signal in my driveway. I can't get a signal in Swampscott, Massachusetts. I can't get a signal half the time in Lynn. We're a city. Do you see what I mean? If any of this shit were real, everybody would be hooked by satellite because they have that type of technology. They have balloons up there. Crow 777 made a video, made a documentary about the moon, and he's showing UFOs traversing right in front of the moon. If you pause that and look right at it, you can see what it is. It's definitely a UFO, but what it is, it's two military helium balloons holding what we would consider a satellite, because they're definitely up there. There's things up there, but we wouldn't need 5G towers. That's absolutely, as technology moves forward, we need to have more and more antennas. That doesn't even make any sense. You know what I'm saying? 5G LED lights are a control grid. They're all over Lynn. After I watched that British guy the other day, or wherever he's from, UK, whatever, take apart that LED light and explain what it was. I know what transformers and all that crap are. He's dead nuts right on. 5G and LED lights are absolutely everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. It's exactly what I said years ago when we first heard about it. It is going to be so that if you do not do what you're told, they can target an individual you right there and then. Do you see what I'm saying? So, and that was another thing. The live stream I was in the other night, the NASA guy said, why is it they let you keep going and nothing happens? Well, I don't know, maybe the 3 years that I was targeted, myself, Nicholson, so many other channels that just completely bailed. You know what I'm saying? And I was dating somebody that was a medical professional who could actually see it happening. So it wasn't just me losing my entire mind. That's when I started talking about full armor of God in earnest, because it was the only thing that gave me any relief. So there is that. Yeah, that's great. InfoWars. There you go. There you go. I'm going to guess you're new here, dude. Unreal. ITER and CERN and the placement of things like Molech in strategic places right now, these guys are gearing up. Meanwhile, places like where I live and apparently the entire East Coast are getting smited with really cold weather. It's winter. No, it isn't actually. Winter is over 30 days away. People's memories are much shorter. But I bet you the elites and David Keith and all the guys flying the drones that are dumping chemtrails are just loving it. This guy's trying to wake these people up, and his own people are going, dude, it's already winter. No, actually, it ain't. At any rate, Richie from Boston, like, share, subscribe, or don't. I'm out. And my butler, too.